Are you planning your trip to Portugal? Or perhaps you're looking for the most charming places to visit in the world? Along the Silver Coast, Ericeira is a beautiful fishing town in Portugal that has whimsical destinations, delicious dining, and world-class surfing. It'll take you around 30 minutes to an hour from Lisbon to get here, so let's see what makes this destination worth the visit. And I know I look really American with this Star Wars shirt, but I bought this here actually, so just for your information. The number one thing to do in Ericeira, besides getting cappuccinos, is try some surfing. The surfing here is world class. This is why our surfing lessons this morning got canceled and moved to tomorrow, because this is more of an extreme, non-beginners kind of day. Ericeira is Europe's only world surfing reserve, and if you're a surfer, you'll be delighted by the huge waves here. There are affordable surfboard rentals as well as wetsuits, and there's a prominent surf culture that really pervades the main town's shops and restaurants. And if you can't surf like me, there are some great lessons around town, and these are also affordable. The waves here can get pretty big, so it's reassuring to have an instructor in the water with you. I'm surfing. I look like someone from like Tron or like Mickey Mouse without clothes on. I'm very excited. Here's some footage of me totally shredding, getting ready to take on the big waves in Nazaré next week. Just kidding, but if you're a strong swimmer, I highly recommend you try some surf lessons, even if you're scared. This is one of the best places to surf in the world. Guys, it was so much fun to surf. I caught every wave that I went out on except the last one, which my board got hit by another wave in the front, so it sort of nose dove. I didn't know if I was supposed to stand up. By the time I was ready to, I was already at the shore, but I caught some of the waves all the way to the shore, which was really surprising. It was so much fun to like see the rocks go under you and to stand up. So that was really exciting. I hadn't really stood up before, so it was a really good time, and our surf instructor was super good and super nice. So yeah, it was so cool. Activity Surf Center. I guess I'm plugging them now since it was such a good experience for €40. My friends who are experienced surfers had an amazing time here, so if you are a very good surfer, this is the right place to be. Or if you like to watch really good surfers. Up next, we have a super charming place that you don't want to miss. In fact, I love this experience so much, I would come to Ericeira for this alone. Make sure to visit the Aldeia Típica José Franco. If I hadn't been looking out the window on the drive here and spotted this place, I would have missed it altogether. It's a hidden gem. José Franco's typical village is a handmade, miniature replica that captures what life was like in a Portuguese village, teaching kids and adults through diorama-like rooms displaying different crafts and trades. There's a room showing a bakery, a dentist, a schoolhouse, a blacksmith, and more trades. And there's even a mini castle facade you could walk through. José Franco was an immensely talented sculptor born in 1920, and he created this typical village to capture the customs and way of life in Mafra that was disappearing as time passed. Guys, this is so adorable! I can't believe this place is like Disneyland. It's so cute! These miniatures are charming and inspiring, and they made me want to go home to draw and paint. They really sparked my imagination.
Let's do it.
Giginia. Oh, you want a cup of wine for 80 cents? It's adorable. This is really cool. Let's go eat outside. That was the bakery diorama room, and they even sell bread here, homemade. Oh my gosh. We are not expecting it to be this large. This was what, $1.30? No, this is €2. 2 euros, sorry. I love bread so much, so if you're a bread fan, it's time for a bread review. Let's get to it. Let's get this bread. We had to try what they are known for, the pão com chorizo, which was way bigger than I expected for €2, and it was so delicious and fresh. This has to be one of my favorite places we visited so far. I mean, look, there's like a little castle. We can eat bread here. This is filled with chorizo, guys. Oh my goodness. Amazing. I give the bread, along with the view, a 10 out of 10. That is a perfect score because nothing can beat a miniature castle with a huge piece of bread. I was fully ready to go on some kind of hobbit quest with that bread. Wow! It's a mini version of this! Oh my god! There's little people trying to see. So not only is there a mini version of Ericeira, there's a mini version of the mini typical village in the mini typical village. That's very cool. It felt like Disneyland, but perhaps even more magical because of the true craftsmanship and dedication that went into building this place by hand. Kind of like when you can see the fingerprints on a stop-motion animation's clay figures like Wallace and Gromit, you can see the indelible marks left behind from José Franco's hands as he sculpted this place from scratch. It's so cute. I truly believe that this day trip is great for kids and adults. If you're someone who likes whimsy and art, it's a wonderful place to visit. Also, something funny I said was, this place couldn't be more perfect, but if they had bunnies, it would make it just that much better. It feels like the kind of place that would have wild animals and bunnies. And sure enough, when we turned the corner to the back, there were a bunch of animals, wild horses, and yes, little bunny rabbits and woodland creatures just around the corner. So, bread, wine, miniature art, castles, and bunnies, what more could someone want? Bunny? Hi, Mr. Bunny. I'm so excited. There's so much for kids to do here too. Like when you just peek into these rooms and see all these other things going on. And there's so many rooms. Also, the gift shop here is pretty fire. They have a lot of really cool Portuguese ceramics, so check it out on your next trip. The third reason to visit Ericeira is its art and architecture. If you stroll around town, you'll see breathtaking viewpoints and very cute houses. The houses were so cute that I decided to paint a couple of my favorites. There's so much beautiful design, art, and architecture here. I especially love seeing the azulejos, and they're so pretty. And they're all usually custom made, which I really love. I really liked this design yesterday. Starfish. If you're taking a day trip, I really recommend just strolling around town, getting lost in the little streets, and taking in some of the cool, small, typical village vibes. You can even see some of the viewpoints of Ericeira that José Franco sculpted in his typical village. It's so cool to see the big version and the small version. See the store? It's so pretty! On your stroll, you're sure to find some things that are whimsical, that catch your eye, and some things that you could write home about, or in this case, paint home about. I did my little drawing of the day today. It's a little goofy, but I'm happy. And the surroundings were so beautiful. You could see the sea, the seagulls. This yellow house really stood out to me. Of course, this church is absolutely beautiful, especially with these trees. Guys, this is gigantic. This place is giant. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's get exploring. A must-see gem of art and architecture is the Palacio de Mafra, which is a palace the royals used to stay at for their hunting trips. So instead of a beach house, they had more of a hunting house. It's a stunning Baroque landmark and has the most beautiful library in the world. There's a lot of ground to cover here. Literally, the building has over 1,200 rooms and 156 stairways. It seems like it goes on forever, and I thoroughly enjoyed my visit. I liked imagining what it would be like if this kitchen was full and what kind of foods they were making, like stews, seafood. The possibilities are endless. Also, it feels just so grand walking through this. I've never been in a building this big. The scale is incredible. I highly suggest this, especially if you're into history. Even if you're not, I still feel like you'll be in awe. Look at how far this hallway goes down. It's amazing. The rooms here also had many different themes and purposes. I really enjoyed looking at this crown, and then I also very much enjoyed the game room where you could see some vintage games. This is kind of like vintage pinball, which is really neat. The hunting room gave me like Get Out vibes, so I didn't really enjoy this room as much as the other one. And here is what is crowned as the most beautiful library in the world. Yes, this looks like something straight out of Beauty and the Beast. The Mafra Palace has an extraordinary library that took my breath away. There are 36,000 books here, many of which are incredibly rare and very, very old. It stretches over 80 meters, which for my fellow Americans is 262 feet, or 0.725 football fields. Apparently there are bats in here to protect the rare books, but I don't know if that's true. I just read it on someone's blog. But regardless, this is the most beautiful library I've ever been in, and it's really making my bookshelf at home pale in comparison here. I spent a very long time just staring at how ornate and sculptured this room is, and how it's double-deckered, so there's even more books above the first shelves. And I really wanted to read these books, but of course we're not allowed to walk around in the library. The walking through the palace was just also extraordinary, so if you have time, I would definitely give Mafra Palace a visit. Also, when you're there, there's a huge basilica and a wonderful garden outside. Make sure to go and make time to see these, because the basilica, the scale here is just incredible. I've never seen such big sculptures before. This has been a very stunning experience, and I've never been in a library that grand before. I mean, look, it's amazing. Definitely have to stop by here if you're in Ericeira or Mafra. It's so cool. It's around €6 to get in and €3 for students, and less if you're 12 and under. There's a lot of history to learn, and it's definitely something you should check out if you're visiting Portugal. And the next thing you should do in Ericeira, the bonus round, is to check out some local food shops. I'm not talking about the chain restaurants, but the little tiny and whimsical shops like the Nutwood ice cream shop here. They have a bunch of delicious seasonal flavors, all made from scratch by the owner, who is actually scooping her ice cream as well. It's super fresh tasting. I look crazy because I just I surfed that day. This is definitely the best ice cream I've had all trip for gelato. The kiwi is amazing. I've never had kiwi as a sorbet before, and it's, I mean, look at that, super fresh. And then the banana banoffee, it's a banana with caramel and some pieces of biscuits. So good. The woman there said she invents the flavors, so I definitely recommend stopping by Nutwood if you have a chance. Have you ever been to Ericeira? Please let people in the comments know local businesses they should support and places they should definitely visit on their trips there. And if you're planning a trip and you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I usually respond to all the ones I can, and I'm happy to answer any questions. If you're planning your trip to Portugal, I'll link some content I made to help you decide what to eat and where to go. I was able to spend a month in this beautiful country on a budget, so I'd love to share my travel hacks with you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd really appreciate if you like and subscribe to support the channel, and I hope you have safe travels. Thanks for watching, and stay sweet.